Those cats are funny as hell. So, ever since... So last week, the scariest thing happened with the cats is I found out there was actually a very poorly hidden hole in my wall that led to the crawl space below the house. And I found that out because I was looking around going, where's one of the cats? What's going on? One of the cats is missing. I should know where they are. And so I look and I find the hole and I'm like, oh fuck. They're under the house. And it's at this point that the other cat walks up, goes, what you doing? And I'm like, oh well, I'm looking for your sister. Oh, I'll find him. Zips under into the hole. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, the cats ran away because there was a way to the outside from there. All right, so I'm panicking, and so I go in my room for a while, and I hear a meow out in front of my door, and I go, did they come back? And they did. The cats came back. And ever since then, they've been pretty lovey-dovey, actually. Because I've been letting them kind of go out more into the house. Now I don't let them into the part of the room or part of the house with that hole, obviously, but Dandy, the darker colored one, lets me pet her kind of whenever, but Ripper lets me pet her, but not a lot. And they'll run around. Like a while ago, they were zipping about, and in that process, they've began to act more like regular cats. Because for a very long time they were street cats, so kind of have to break them a bit. Well, I mean, they realistically, it was one of those things where I knew that if they ran away they wouldn't come back, but my hope was that I provided them such a nice lifestyle that they would realize that, no, this is their home. And did I steal them off the mean streets? Sort of. I heard barking in the backyard, and I go over, and Jax is got his nose pressed up to one of the cats, and I walk over. I get Jax back off, and it runs into the shed. I go in the shed, and I see the poor little emaciated kitten. Then I hear a sound behind me, and I go, wait a second. There's two poor little emaciated kittens. That's true. They know I feed them. That's true. It was one of those things where I couldn't just leave him be in good conscience. I had to do something. As like I said, I call the darker fur color one Dandy, and I call the lighter colored one Ripper. Because Ripper earned his name when he fucked up my hand when I was collecting her. He fucked my hand up pretty bad. Even with because I put socks over my hands, wasn't enough. Was not enough at all. A couple weeks. Because yeah, they'd hiss at me basically every time they saw me for a while. Because first they'd kind of keep themselves completely hidden from me, then they'd hiss at me, and then they'd kind of every now and then they'd let me pet them. And Ripper will still kind of skitter away if I try to pet her, but she doesn't try very hard anymore. Where at the beginning, if I even suggested that I was gonna lean forward and pet them, now it's more like, no, please, stepdad. No, please. Oh, that feels so good. No, stop petting me. Oh no, it's so awful. Probably. Because, like feral kittens, especially, like, what might have happened is that they experienced like some shithead kid or some, because something I'm really noticing out here in Oregon is not a lot of people really have or care for dogs around here, much less cats, right? Like hell, my neighbor had chickens when I moved in, but she got rid of them because she had a rat problem. Apparently her rat problem is pretty bad too. What they keep saying. He's probably gonna email me later. What my dude said is that he's been looking at he calls them comps. He uses the jargon, but what he means is comparable properties. It's realty lingo for he's looking at what stuff in the neighborhood sold for, and he's putting together a good comparable number. That's true. I'm not gonna get any mice or rats or anything like that with these cats. They're not gonna let it happen. The Game Awards. See this year's highlights. Ooh, I wonder what got picked. Metaphor, Refantasio. I never heard of that. Is it? Oh wow, it's a generic JRPG. Oh my god. Balatro got an award. That's cool. Helldivers 2. They had to give Sony a bone, I guess. Frostpunk 2. It's the only RTS that actually released this year, or it's the only good city builder that came out this year. So there was only one fucking game in the category. Tekken 8. These. Oh, is that what it is? It's a Persona game? Oh, that's why. So, I forgot who it was. It might have even been you who was going, or did you look at the Game Awards? And I'm like, no. The Game Awards every fucking year is just, what AAA companies do we want to jerk off this year? They don't give a shit about, like, what gamers are interested in. Like, half this shit I've never heard of. Oh yeah, that's right. They made a rule saying that remasters can get Game of the Year, which they only made that rule so that they could give Final Fantasy VII an award. Because they wanted to jerk off Square Enix. It probably was you shitposting. Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. Ugh. Oh, that looks so bad. Neva. EA Sports. Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, whatever. Thick as Thieves. Oh my god, is it... It's a Dishonored extraction game? Excuse me? Oh my god, check out this garbage.
Another night on the town.
Hold. Oh, that's not working. Let's just do that. Warren Spector. Who the fuck is Warren Spector? Hold on. Spector. Is... Oh, he played a lot of gore. Okay, so he... Ion Storm. He did stuff for Disney. Other Side Entertainment. Oh, that's right. He worked on Deus Ex as the director. That's right. Oh my god! It really is just a Dishonored / Deus Ex extraction game. Alright, look at this. Multiplayer in a living world.
Another night on the town. Let's see what Razzo has for me.
This game is not going to survive very long.
Nice of you to turn up.
Oh, the McEwen estate. This one's always fun.
You're not the only one who thinks so.
Okay, so if it wasn't an extraction, if it wasn't a multiplayer only extraction game, I would fucking love this.
Best to stay nice and quiet.
Yeah, it's multiplayer Thief. It's multiplayer Dishonored. It looks really good.
Huh?
You never know what's around the corner. Things could go many different ways.
Yeah. That's the problem with these extraction games is they're not gonna last. I would only play this if you could play it in co-op. That would be the only reason I would ever play this game. Otherwise, it is exactly what I want to play in a game, but I don't want to play against random assholes on the internet dedicated to ruining my day. That it doesn't, it worries me.
Because like I say, it's every feat themselves.
Also, we only saw 4 characters, so it's a 4-player game? Ugh. Here, what else does it say? PvPvE 1910s. Navigate a realm where everything is different. Every mission's an opportunity. Delve into the city. Thieves Toolkit. It's all buzzwords. It's all buzzwords. None of this means anything. It's all fucking gibberish. Ugh. Uh, what else? A new Turok game. Yuck. I I don't understand why we can't get a Oh, is it also a live surface? Jesus. So here's the thing. Is I have no problem with there being competitive multiplayer in games like this. It just needs to be an option. You know? Like, because the problem I run into is when I'm trying to play through the story of a game and then another player is able to stand in my way and say, you can't progress in your story. I'm like, why? Well, because you need a specific item and I can just stand in front of it and prevent you from getting it. Cool. That's why Deathloop didn't work with its multiplayer component, is because another player is physically preventing you from just going about your business. That is the only purpose of that mechanic. Which is why I always play with it as an AI, because I don't want to deal with other people raiding my game just so that they can fucking cheat and snipe and be bitches. right? Like I, because I noticed one of the ladies in that game had one of the characters that they were showing off had the hook gun, and that seems to work the same way as the princess or the queen's movement ability in Dishonored 2. Like we saw like a straight up dart from Dishonored. We saw a couple like thief style things. And you know, because I've been wanting a game like that. It's got the goofy caricature art style that I like. It's got the guards walking around, and they also look like big boys, so they're probably pretty hard to fight head on. It looks like there was a combat character in the hood, you know? It's just I would love to see that as a cooperative title as well. Right? Where the PvP isn't a big deal, or well, I guess that's the other thing, is we specifically didn't see the other characters trying to kill each other. That never happened. So what I'm hoping in this Thick as Thieves game is that you are dissuaded from attacking each other. Because I noticed they were throwing bolas, they were throwing sleep darts, they were throwing gas bombs, but they weren't trying to kill each other. So we'll see. Because there's a game kind of like it where you're spies, but it devolves into deathmatch. It just turns up into straight deathmatch. Where I kind of like the idea of thieves trying to out-thieve each other in a very kind of Lupin the Third style way, where killing is dishonorable. Making your opponent look like a fool is the preferred method. Here, we're gonna boot something else up in a second. My realtor just messaged me with thumbs up, so he might be sending that email soon and calling me. Let's see here. This was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I'm waiting for 1 or 2 more patches before I try to play Ghostmaster Resurrected again, because holy shit, playing that when it came out was a terrible idea. They did fix a couple of the major things. Me too. I'm Well, the thing is that people wanted to do a remake for a long time, but no one had the license, right? Because there were a bunch of people going, I want to make a new Ghostmaster game, and even vaguely referring to the game as like any kind of Ghostmaster would get lawyers sicked on them. And which I always thought was the dumbest thing, that people fall for that shit, because all you literally have to do is just call it something else. You can't copyright mechanics. You can't. So because it's kind of funny how people have a double standard, right? Well, they'll say, oh, well, you can't just copy a video game. I'm sorry, the early 2000s called, do you want to play a corridor shooter? Let me tell you about the 20 corridor shooters that came out this month. Or like the 20 games where you hid behind waist-high walls, a la Gears of War. The 20 games where you snuck around like Splinter Cell. Like, people copy shit all the time. Let's look at... I'm always afraid to try like new games when they come out, but because they probably won't work on my computer. Well, specifically, they work on my computer. It's just not with the OBS. Wild Frost, the deck builder. Build a deck strong enough to banish the eternal winter. I don't want to. Or the King 2. Huh. Got a 4090, bro. Honestly, that is kind of one of my goals is when I get the mobile home sold, I'm gonna build a new computer. Build a rip snorter. Oh, I don't know. I might have to hold off, because the price of literally everything is going to go up. Okay, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is like 113 gigawatts. Holy shit. Holy shit, Batman. That's how he